zero-star recruit in a small town to becoming one of the most electrifying players in the NBA today, this is the story of Ja Morant. Born Demetrius Jamel Morant, but known to the world as Ja, his rise wasn't just about chasing his own dream. He was about carrying the dream his father once had too. Ja grew up in Dalzell, South Carolina, a tiny town with barely over 2,000 people. His father, T. Morant, knew all about chasing basketball dreams. He once shared the floor with Ray Allen in high school and even won a state championship before playing at Division II Claflin University. T was on the edge of chasing a pro career overseas, but everything changed the moment he found out his wife, Jamie, was pregnant. Instead of living his dream on the court, T poured all of his energy into making sure his son had the chance he never did. He even built a small cement court in their own backyard with his bare hands. That's where Ja learned the game. That's where T pushed him to be great. And that's where Ja Morant fell in love with the grind.
From the very beginning, Ja's training was anything but easy. While other kids were out hanging with friends, he was grinding in the backyard, mastering step-back jumpers and leaping onto giant tractor tires that his dad rolled out just for him. T had given up his own shot at basketball glory, and Ja knew it. As he once said, instead of going to play basketball, he stayed to raise me. That's my motivation. I'm living my dream and his dream right now. But to reach that dream, Ja had to fight harder than most. As a freshman, he was only 5'9", overlooked, too small for varsity. It wasn't until his sophomore year that he even got the chance to suit up.
Ja Morant didn't have the spotlight most future stars get. While other kids ran with big-name AAU teams backed by shoe giants, Ja Morant suited up for the South Carolina Hornets, a small grassroots squad out of Columbia with almost no hype. That meant fewer scouts, fewer invites, and a name most people outside the state never knew. But there was a crazy twist. He spent a season as Zion Williamson's teammate. The throwback photos feel unreal, almost like a glitch in time. Picture tiny gyms, noisy crowds, and Ja Morant tossing lobs to Zion, two underdogs who had no idea they were warming up for the NBA stage. Sometimes destiny shows up in the most unexpected ways. For Ja Morant, it wasn't through flashy mixtapes or big recruiting events. Even after earning all-state honors as a junior, no colleges were knocking on his door. That all changed thanks to pure chance. The summer before his senior year, Ja Morant joined a camp run by Chandler Parsons' AAU program. Murray State assistant coach James Cain was there scouting someone else, but during a snack break, curiosity pulled him toward an auxiliary gym where he heard the sound of a ball bouncing. Inside, Ja Morant was dominating a simple 3-on-3 game. Cain later said it took only a few minutes to know he had just stumbled upon something special.
James Cain was so blown away by what he saw that he immediately called Murray State head coach Matt McMahon and told him to drive up to the camp. When McMahon saw Ja Morant play, he agreed instantly. This kid was different. That's how Murray State's unlikely recruitment of Ja Morant began. The moment they finally offered him a scholarship showed just how overlooked he really was. His own mother even asked Cain if the scholarship was for all 4 years, because no one had ever recruited him before. Cain laughed and said, "Yes, it's a 4-year scholarship, but trust me, he's only going to be here for 2. He already knew Ja Morant wasn't going to stay long. He was destined for something much bigger.
At that time, the big recruiting sites like 24/7 Sports and Rivals didn't even bother to rank Ja Morant. On paper, he wasn't just underrated, he was invisible. His profile showed 0 stars and 0 scholarship offers outside of Murray State. To most people, he was just another name that would fade away after high school. But James Cain knew better. He couldn't stop thinking about that day in the auxiliary gym, how a quick snack break had led him straight to a hidden gem. To Cain, Ja Morant wasn't just a player. He was a diamond in the rough. And soon after, Ja committed to play for Murray State, setting the stage for one of the most unbelievable rises in basketball history. When Ja Morant first stepped onto campus at Murray State, reality hit him hard.
Just because he had a Division I offer didn't mean he had arrived. He wasn't the star freshman everyone talked about, and he admitted, coming from being under the radar, I could sit somewhere and nobody would know me. But that was about to change. In his very first season with the Racers, Ja Morant proved he belonged on the big stage. Night after night, he filled the stat sheet, averaging 12.7 points, 6.5 assists, and 6.3 rebounds per game. By the end of the year, he wasn't just some hidden prospect anymore. He was first-team All-Ohio Valley Conference, and the whispers of something special had begun.
Morant's sophomore year was when everything changed. After leading Murray State to the NCAA tournament as a freshman, he started popping up on NBA draft boards. That summer, he was one of only 20 players invited to Chris Paul's elite guard camp, a clear sign the pros were watching. And once the season began, Ja Morant didn't just meet expectations, he blew them away. He lit up college basketball, averaging 24.5 points, 10 assists, 5.7 rebounds, and nearly 2 steals per game. He wasn't just dominating, he was making history, becoming the first NCAA player ever to average 20 points and 10 assists in a season while also leading the nation in assists. By the end of the year, he was OVC Player of the Year and no longer a hidden gem. He was a star.
March Madness was when Ja Morant's story exploded onto the national stage. Under the brightest lights, he didn't just play, he made history. In the first round, he carried Murray State to victory with a jaw-dropping triple-double of 17 points, 16 assists, and 11 rebounds, making him only the 8th player ever to do that in the tournament. Overnight, his name was everywhere, and fans couldn't stop talking about the zero-star recruit who suddenly looked unstoppable. And even though the Racers fell in the very next round, Ja refused to fade away, dropping 28 points and proving to the world that his rise was only just beginning. When Ja Morant declared for the 2019 NBA draft, he had the entire basketball world buzzing. Fans loved his explosive game, but critics weren't quiet. Some said his numbers only looked good because he played in a small conference. Others doubted his size and questioned if he could handle NBA-level defenders. Was he just another college star destined to fade away? The Memphis Grizzlies took a chance, drafting him 2nd overall, and Ja answered with fire. In his rookie season, he silenced the noise, averaging 17.8 points, 7.3 assists, and 3.9 rebounds per game, leading all rookies in scoring and playmaking, and claiming Rookie of the Year.
Ja Morant had already shown the world he could put up numbers, but the real question was bigger. Could he carry an entire franchise on his shoulders? After his rookie year ended with Memphis missing the playoffs yet again, many wondered if the Grizzlies were still years away from being relevant. But in his second season, Ja flipped the script. Averaging close to 20 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds per game, he not only proved his rookie year was no fluke, he dragged Memphis into the brand new play-in tournament. And under the brightest pressure, Ja delivered the kind of performance that legends are made of. Against Steph Curry and the Warriors, with the season on the line, he exploded for 35 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in a thrilling overtime win that sealed the Grizzlies' first playoff berth in years. That moment alone silenced doubters, but Ja wasn't done. Facing the top-seeded Utah Jazz, the Grizzlies shocked the league by stealing Game 1 on the road, and then Ja etched his name into playoff history with a 47-point masterpiece in Game 2. Memphis would eventually fall in the series, but no one cared about the final score, because what the world saw was undeniable. This so-called zero-star recruit had transformed into the fearless leader of a young team, and the message was clear: the future of Memphis basketball was in electrifying hands.
Ja Morant has gone from being a zero-star recruit that no one believed in to the undeniable face of a franchise. In just 3 years, he's transformed himself into one of the most exciting young players the NBA has ever seen. Averaging over 25 points per game while nearly adding 7 assists and 6 rebounds, Ja earned his first All-Star selection, and not just as a participant, but as a starter. That's something only true superstars achieve this early in their careers. And then came the stretch that had the entire basketball world buzzing. back-to-back career highs, dropping 46 on the Bulls, and then an unbelievable 52-point masterpiece on 22 of 30 shooting. It wasn't just numbers, it was dominance, it was leadership, and it was proof that Ja Morant isn't just here for the moment, he's here to stay. What once was a team just fighting for a playoff spot is now battling for a top seed in the West, all because of the spark he's brought to Memphis. The only question left is simple. Can Ja Morant turn this incredible rise into playoff glory? Based on everything we've seen, the answer feels inevitable. And now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Ja Morant can lead the Grizzlies to an NBA championship in the next few years? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you love this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more NBA journeys, and check out our next story where we dive into another unbelievable rise to stardom.